Hello and welcome back to Bible Wits Bible Corner. Today we're going to start Acts chapter 9. And again, being that it's a fairly long chapter, we're going to do some fairly long reads. Today I'm going to read the first 9 verses, starting with the English Standard Version. But Saul, still breathing threats and murder against the disciples of the Lord, went to the high priest and asked him for letters to the synagogues at Damascus, so that if he found any belonging to the way, men or women, he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. Now as he went on his way, he approached Damascus, and suddenly a light from heaven shone around him, and falling to the ground, he heard a voice saying to him, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" And he said, "Who are you, Lord?" He said, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. But rise and enter the city, and you will be told what you are to do." The men who were traveling with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no one. Saul rose from the ground, and although his eyes were opened, he saw nothing. So they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus, and for 3 days he was without sight, and neither ate nor drank. New Century Version. In Jerusalem, Saul was still threatening the followers of the Lord by saying he would kill them. So he went to the high priest and asked him to write letters to the synagogue. There are synagogues in the city of Damascus. Then if Saul found any followers of Christ's way, men or women, he would arrest them and bring them back to Jerusalem. So Saul headed towards Damascus. As he came near the city, a bright light from heaven suddenly flashed around him. Saul fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Saul said, "Who are you, Lord?" The voice answered, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. Get up now and go into the city. Someone there will tell you what you must do." The people traveling with Saul stood there, but said nothing. They heard a voice, but they saw no one. Saul got up from the ground and opened his eyes, but he could not see. So those with Saul took him by the hand and led him into Damascus. For 3 days, Saul could not see and did not eat or drink. Okay, so fresh off of the stoning of Stephen, Saul is thirsting for more. He is wanting to continue to do what he thinks is right at this time. And something I've always said about Saul or Paul, or depending on what part of his life you're talking about, he did what he was told to do, what he thought was right, with every ounce of his being. He did it 100%. Did not hold anything back. And we see that here. He's wanting to go to Damascus and arrest any Christians, bring them back to Jerusalem. Probably for the same fate that happened to Stephen. Now, I've never seen a light as bright as what I imagine this passage describes surrounding Saul. But, it got Saul's attention. It got the attention of those around Saul. A little bit of something I find interesting here. Saul was the only one blinded. I have a feeling it's because he was fully surrounded by the light, whereas everyone else was outside looking at the light from the outside. Something else to notice here. There are 2 other things to notice. He knows exactly who he is talking to, because he says, "Who are you, Lord?" So he knows exactly who he is talking to. And the other thing, he does not question what is being said to him. He instantly gets up as soon as the light goes away, and he is led into Damascus. No questions. So, with that, and there's not enough time for me to describe what I feel like that means, but I do want to say that is very important, and it is something that needs to be looked at and studied. So I hope you find encouragement in this, and I hope you have a wonderful, God-centered day. Bye.